General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, June 10th. Explosive confessions, deadly setups, and a devastating return. GH spoilers June 10th, 2025. Port Charles is bracing for impact and no one is safe. On Tuesday, June 10th, General Hospital unleashes a whirlwind of secrets, betrayals, and confrontations that will change lives forever. Whether it's a mother's tearful confession, a father's dangerous gamble, or a lover's unexpected return, the heat in Port Charles is about to reach a boiling point, and not everyone will make it out unscathed. Let's dive into the drama, deception, and shocking developments coming your way in this 4,000-word mega-spoiler breakdown for GH's June 10th episode. Carly Spencer has never been one to back down from a fight, and today, she confronts Brennan in a private but heated exchange that could shift the balance of power in Port Charles. With Sonny off the grid and Jason locked in a silent war of his own, Carly takes matters into her own hands. Locked in the basement of the Quartermain boathouse, where Brennan is temporarily being held under unofficial watch, while WSB agents scramble for jurisdiction, Carly demands answers. Her voice trembles with fury. Why Trina? Why Donna? Why come after the people we love? But Brennan is a master manipulator. Calmly, he warns Carly that the storm hasn't even started yet. And just when Carly thinks she's gaining control of the conversation, she hears the soft click of a phone call being recorded from behind the two-way glass. Unbeknownst to her, Ava Jerome is watching. And she's not alone. Trina Robinson is unraveling. After Brennan's forced exile and the WSB's dirty games that left her blacklisted from Port Charles University and stripped of her internship in Paris, she's returned to her mother's home in a fog of despair. Portia tries to console her daughter, but Trina is unreachable until a mysterious envelope arrives on her windowsill with no return address. Inside, a sketch of Trina at the Sorbonne, drawn in exquisite detail, with a quote written in Spencer's handwriting. You will rise, even if the world tries to bury you. Tears stream down her face as she whispers Spencer's name. Is it a message from the grave, or has someone been watching her from the shadows? Jason Morgan is done waiting. After weeks of backdoor investigations into who's backing Brennan, he finally gets a name, Selena Wu. But nothing is ever that simple. Jason meets with her at the Metro Court rooftop under the cover of darkness. They speak in codes and whispers, but Selena, always 2 steps ahead, drops a bombshell. I'm not the one you should be worried about. He is. He turns out to be Kai Ashford, a man previously presumed dead and once involved in mercenary work for the WSB. Now he's back, and he's targeting Jason's sons. As Jason sets up a sting operation to lure Kai out of hiding, Danny disappears from his school field trip. A text message arrives on Jason's phone. You want the boy?
Come alone.
Or don't come at all. Elizabeth Weber sits with Finn at GH as they discuss Violet's mysterious illness. It's been recurring, unexplained, and Liz fears the worst. But her attention is divided. She's received DNA results she sent off weeks ago in secret, testing a sample retrieved from an old toothbrush Jake believed belonged to Jason. The results? Jake is not Jason's biological son. The revelation rocks Liz to her core. She flashes back to a night she's never told anyone about, one she spent with Lucky Spencer during a dark period when she and Jason were estranged. If Jake isn't Jason's, then Lucky never left her completely, and now she must choose between protecting the lie or risking everything to tell Jake the truth. Recovering slowly from her Germany treatment, Willow has become more spiritually attuned, thanks to time spent with Liesel and a surprise introduction to a new counselor brought in by Carly, Nellie Benson's long-lost father. Yes, that Nellie. And while the connection is tense, Willow finds herself oddly drawn to the man who says he's been trying to find his daughter for years. Their shared loss leads to an unexpected bond, but Willow's peace is shattered when Wiley runs away, searching for his real mommy. He's found in the cemetery beside Nellie's grave. Shaken and afraid, Willow begins to fear that Nellie's influence is not dead, and someone is pulling Wiley toward her memory on purpose. She suspects Nina, but the real culprit may be Harmony Miller, whose reappearance in Port Charles is anything but angelic. Nina Reeves is spinning. She's lost Crimson, lost Sunny, and lost her place in Willow and Wiley's lives. What she hasn't lost: her rage. On Tuesday, she sits in her Metro court office for one last time. She drinks alone, shreds old issues of Crimson, and stares at a sealed envelope addressed to Drew Kane. Inside, photos of Carly's secret meetings with the feds, going back years. She nearly sends them, but burns them instead. "I'm not that woman anymore," she says aloud. But that night, the Metro court explodes. And Nina was the last person seen leaving the basement, where a gas leak was previously reported but ignored. Now, she's under suspicion again. Is Nina being framed, or is she finally breaky? Anna Devane has held it together for too long, but the cracks are finally showing. After months of silence from Charlotte and a long stretch without Valentine's support, Anna begins hallucinating a child's laughter echoing through the WSB headquarters. Jordan tries to intervene, but it's too late. Anna collapses in the interrogation room, whispering, "She never left. She never left." Later, Jordan gets a call from Interpol. Charlotte Cassadine has been spotted in Vienna, alive, and she's not alone. She's with Victor Cassadine's final weapon, and she's calling herself the Phoenix Queen. Giovanni Gio Falconeri has been quietly observing his father, Dante, for weeks, and on Tuesday, he makes a move that could change the family forever. Gio breaks into the PCPD evidence locker and retrieves a sealed file marked Brennan, Phase 0, Falconeri. Inside is proof that Dante once worked undercover as a double agent during Brennan's rise, reporting not just to the WSB, but also to a rogue faction with its own mission. Brooke Lynn finds the file and confronts Dante. Dante finally confesses the truth. "I was ordered to let Brennan into Port Charles. I didn't stop him. I couldn't. They threatened Joe's mother." Brooke Lynn slaps him. "You lied to me. You let them hurt people I love." But before Dante can explain more, he's shot by a masked intruder right in front of Gio. And the shooter? Sasha Gilmore, holding a gun, tears in her eyes, whispering, "He lied to me, too." After weeks of staying sober, rebuilding her life, and trusting Dante with confidential info about Brennan, Sasha has discovered the ultimate betrayal. On Tuesday, she meets with Cody, but not to reconcile. Instead, she gives him an envelope and says goodbye. Inside, a video confession exposing Dante's complicity and Cody's sealed adoption files. Cody begs her to stop. "This isn't who you are." But Sasha's done being the good girl. She sets out to destroy the people who enabled her child's death, and she starts with the man who lied to her under the badge of justice. Curtis and Jordan, slowly rekindling their bond, agree to work together on a cold case that connects several Port Charles citizens to a missing $30 million in WSB black funds. That case? The Cassadine collapse of 2023. Curtis finds a hidden ledger in the old Savoy wine cellar detailing payouts to names like A. Devane, J. Morgan, and most alarmingly, C. Spencer. Is Carly involved in Brennan's funding network? Jordan says no. Curtis isn't so sure. And someone else is watching them dig, Jocelyn, who has secrets of her own. After weeks of tension, Jocelyn and Emma finally sit down to talk about their spy training, their failed first missions, and their fear that someone inside the organization is feeding information to their enemies. They come to one chilling conclusion. Someone inside the WSB is working for the enemy, and it might be Anna Devane herself. Emma, still smarting from the trauma of losing Charlotte and being forced into espionage, reveals a secret microchip embedded in her necklace, given to her by Charlotte before her disappearance. Joss volunteers to extract the chip using tech she's stolen from Spinelli. Once extracted, the chip reveals Charlotte's last message: "The Phoenix always rises. And so will I." The final scene of Tuesday's episode takes us to the Port Charles docks. Thunder rumbles as a freighter arrives. A single figure in a long coat steps off. The camera pans up slowly. It's Spencer Cassadine. Alive. Scarred. Changed. And in his hand is a photo of Trina, with the word "war" written across it. Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, is not just another day in Port Charles. It's a cataclysm of truth, betrayal, and resurrection. As secrets explode and lives hang in the balance, General Hospital fans are in for one of the most dramatic, unpredictable episodes in recent memory. Carly may finally be exposed. Jason's world could fall apart. Trina's grief may turn into fury. And Spencer's return means nothing will ever be the same. Get ready because Port Charles is about to go to war.